Ancient times, this sacred mountain was sealed by the dwarf deities with 5 powerful.
Let's skip that boring part and let's dig into business. I need your help.
Hey, where am I? This is a bit different from what I visited earlier.
Hey, come here quick.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
How dare you to interrupt my story? I am the mountain.
Well, as I was saying, this is the Misty Mountain and has 2 things about it. One, it's filled with golds and diamonds. And there is some kind of weird magic.
What was the last part?
Instead you can mine any dwarf streams, and all you need is a pickaxe.
Any dwarf streams?
We're live. Hey, welcome everyone. How you all doing? Today it's Wednesday, our usually time to do the stream. So welcome in everyone. I hope you're feeling fantastic. I hope you're feeling fine because today we have some really cool stuff to talk about. We have a whole white paper to read. We have a lot of news to share regarding the new roadmap, where the project's going to come. We're also going to announce what's going to be our token. Finally, we're going to launch a token. Yes, that is right. And we're going to forge ourselves a new path. We're going to forge ourselves a long-lasting path on a game that you'll be playing, and that the game will play itself as long as the blockchain exists. So these has been worked for quite a long time. I guess that all of these Web3 journey that we have took kind of led to this moment right now. So I'm very pleased and very happy to gather all of the experience that we've learned from blockchain, from gaming, from DeFi, to this very moment that we get to present to you what we believe it's going to be the real Pickaxe Master project. And actually, this is what we wanted to do on the sandbox, but we unfortunately were not able to actually do it. But now we're going to be able to do on something that is not relying on servers, that's not relying on engines, that's not relying on pretty much anything, just on purely the blockchain itself. I don't even know where to start, so I'll start anyway with greeting everyone that joined in the chat. So welcome in everyone. I hope you're feeling fantastic today. We've got here Wicked U2, we've got Breezius, which has been a long time since I've not seen you here on the stream as well. Cookie Boy King, the yoke is on you, Wapax. How are you all doing? I hope you're feeling fantastic. I want to also leave a couple of minutes for people to keep joining in. So it's going to be available for repeat, so I do advise everyone to watch the replay if you are not able to catch it live. Having that said, what I'm going to ask everyone to do is to type in !LFM so you can fill it up that form, and then we can get to the sandbox, to the Misty Mountain later down towards the end of the stream, where we will be raffling some spots for a lucky miner. We've got some cool new stuff also on the game that Fred and Ferd has been working really hard to do. I know I'm gonna get a surprise because I'm gonna get a first-time impression on something that Fred has designed for the past day, so I'm super excited about that as well, and I'm hopefully that you're also very interested in seeing that as well. So, having that said, let's get it on. We've got a lot to cover, right? We probably have an ad coming somewhere soon. I'll make a stop so we can, so no one misses what we've been talking about. But let's start with this. So, Pickaxe Master, we are a mining game. We've built a lot of mining games, and it does only make sense that we continue that way. So, what we want to do with Pickaxe Master this is something that's been cooking, has been brewing for a very long time. And the way we want to continue forward, the way we want to build this project is in a sense that it's for everyone and it's a project for generations to come. Something that we want to be proud, that we want to leave an ecosystem that our children will be able to be part of it and will be able to benefit from it as well. So there are no special treatment even for any user, any player, anyone from the team, and you will be able to see that towards what I'm about to present you. Welcome in, Nazman, how you doing? Okay, so Pickaxe Master, it's going to be a gamified DeFi protocol that's going to turn ETH into MLP through mining. What is MLP? It's the Master Liquidity Protocol. The token itself kind of gives a glimpse. Also, I've created a page that it's going to be solely for the token. So I'm going to share here. If you want to leave there follow, a like, maybe a retweet, let's get this going, because we're going to take this week towards the next one to hype it up, to do marketing, to have time to spread it out the news until we actually get to the fundraise. So please help us out with this one. It's going to be very, very important, all your help, to make sure that this is going to be a wide success. As a start, it is ambitious. It's not overly ambitious, so stay tuned with me to see what we need to get this going. So gamified DeFi protocol turning ETH into MLP through mining. It builds a sustainable liquidity and staking ecosystem using automated fee reinvestment and era-based scarcity. So this is pretty much all the keywords from this project. Moving on to the next slide, what we have here is how the core mechanism works, which is there's a ratio of 1 Ethereum that equals 10,000 pickaxes. So meaning you would be spending 0.1 Ethereum, that would be 1,000. 0.01 Ethereum, that would be 100, and going forward. So while mining, you burn 1 pickaxe and you get a random resource from coal to red diamond. This is no big news for anyone that's been watching and following the Pickaxe Master. It's very similar on how we have done things in the sandbox. We keep that same logic of that playability style. So you burn 1 pickaxe. A pickaxe will be also a token that you'll get when you're buying and spending ETH. And then you burn the pickaxe to get a random resource. That resource and the randomness will be also done in chain through oracles. So everything will be happening, not relying on a server, but pretty much oracles that produce those type of RNGs in the chain. Then there's going to be a conversion where you trade resources for MLP, being coal the lowest rarity and being red diamond the highest rarity. So at the beginning, this is going to have an era system kind of similar to how Bitcoin works towards scarcity and towards the progression of the game and how you would be trading those resources for the token. So at the start, you would be having 1 coal that is worth or equals 1 MLP token, 1 Master Liquidity Protocol token. Going forward on the second era, it will be worth half, so you would trade 1 coal for half a token. On the third era, it will be worth half, so you trade 1 coal for 0.25, moving on until you reach the last era, which is going to be, it's going to have 11. So it's going to be coal era, iron era, the copper era, the silver era, the gold era. We tend to stick it up all into the same theme. And this is pretty much all detailed within the white paper. So even if it is confusing, we will be sharing all these documents so you take your time to read them and fully understand what we're going to do. I've not said, but so if coal is worth 1 token, iron will be doubling and will be worth 2 tokens. Copper will be double and will be worth 4 tokens. Silver will be worth double and will be worth 8 tokens, going all the way until you reach the red diamond. So it's very easy math. Again, we're going to stick with a max supply of 2,100,000. It's going to be a rather scarce token, which I believe is very good in terms of the impact of price. That's going to generate more fees, and the protocol lives and fuels itself with fees. So 21 is a very round number that is very relatable regarding and due to Bitcoin. So it could be 100 million, it could be 10 million, it could be 1,000. It's just a number. I don't think it will affect much the mechanic that we have here. It's going to be pretty much the same. The thing is that it's a relatable number. Halvening eras, I have a little bit touched on this topic, so there's going to be 11, and each triggered by 20% minted supply. We will get with real numbers on what that actually means. So the deflationary model means that early users receive higher rewards. It's also a way to reward early belief. So early users, players that believe in this protocol and want to participate, it's going to help out to kick out and produce even more liquidity on the network. So they're going to be rewarded with more tokens as we progress through the eras, unlike Bitcoin, which is based on block eras, so it takes a certain amount of time. Here, it's regarding a valuation era, so it's regarding how much money has been put into the ecosystem. I think both are valid and work. It's a different type of proof, but it also proves itself as being a worthy network. Now, the liquidity strategy, how does it work? So you will notice by what I'm saying that there's not going to be actually much funds for treasury or for the team. So 100% of what we're doing, it's going to be reinvested back into the protocol. So ourselves, as the team, if we want to participate and we want to play this game, we would have to participate as any regular player. Hey, Shakespeare, coming with the raid. How is it going? I did not see you were live, Shakespeare. That's been a long time. How you doing? Welcome in, raiders. Welcome in, everyone. We are sharing what's going to be the next steps on the roadmap for the Pickaxe Master. This is literally forging a new path, and this is Pickaxe Master version 2.0. This is pretty much amazing. We are very in the beginning, so I'm pretty sure that you'll be able to catch up with everything since we're still going through the white paper. So stay tuned. This is awesome stuff we're about to do right now, and I'm 100% you'll be amused with what we've developed. We took about 4 years to develop this concept and to come to the place where we are right now. So what I was saying is that this protocol, it does not benefit the team, it does not benefit anyone in particular, but rather everyone in general. So ourselves as members of the team developing this, to participate in the same protocol, to get the tokens, we're not going to get any special allocation. We would have to also buy pickaxes and mine like any regular user. So this puts everyone in the same playing field, which I believe is the most is the ideal outcome for everyone. So it's fair. It's fair that the team, investors, players, users, they all start in the same playing field. There's no special attributes, special permissions for anyone. So how does it work? You would be buying pickaxes with Ethereum. 100% of that Ethereum that has been used to purchase the pickaxes will be used how? So 50% goes to buy MLP from the liquidity pools, and 50% will be added as Ethereum in the liquidity pool. So you would take, for example, 1 Ethereum purchase means that half an Ethereum would be buying MLP from the market, making the price of the token go up, and the other half of Ethereum altogether will be put as one into the liquidity. Means that we have now more liquidity in the whole protocol. Now we're going to start with 4 different liquidity pools, which is going to be MLP with Ethereum, MLP with Bitcoin, MLP with USDC, and MLP with Paxos Gold. Paxos Gold is tokenized gold. Why these 4 tokens? Because they're strong assets. We want to have a strong token paired with strong assets. So Ethereum, Bitcoin for a little bit of volatility. Then we have USDC for stability. And then we have gold, which tends long-term to be growing on value. So I think this initial combo, it's a very good one. So 30 seconds before we go to that, I think I can get the last bit on 30 seconds. So while all of this happens, there's also going to be transactions happening. Now these transactions, and I'll tell you the strategy about these transactions, 50% go back into the liquidity pool reinvestment, meaning that You have a transaction, there's going to be a fee that takes it away, and 50% of it go back into compounding to the liquidity pool so it grows bigger again, and 50% go to the stakers. Now we're going to do this 1 minute and 30-second ad break so everyone can still watch and keep carrying on. So give me one quick second while we do this. I'm gonna get a count. I do believe that the ad is over, so welcome back everyone. Please let me know, Wicked, if the ad is over, but in the meantime I want to greet Ian, the IT guy that has just joined, and Yannick. How are you doing? Welcome in. Pretty amazing to see all you here. I'm happy that you got to be here on time. Nonetheless, this will be back available for repeat video on demand so you can watch it later. So as I was saying right before I got cut off from the ad break, is that 50% of what we're going to have from the fees will be reinvested back into the liquidity pool, meaning that it will be compounding, it will be growing over time, and 50% of it will go to the stakers. Now, the big plan here on how Uniswap router works, if you're not familiar with, is that transactions that happen on the blockchain, Uniswap will look for the most optimal route, meaning that sometimes there's going to be trades involving other tokens that will be a sort of middleman. And why does that happen? Because there's going to be less slippage between the token action you want to see. You want to trade token A for token B, and sometimes directly just for a single pair, it's going to create more slippage, meaning that in the end you'll receive less tokens. So Uniswap router sometimes divides that transaction looking that, okay, I want to go from place A to place B, but I'm going to buy a little amount from this token, and this other token until it all converges to the final token B that you want. So we want to take that, and this is where a reserve of value type of asset comes in. The bigger the liquidity pools grow, meaning that we become more eligible to be part of these transactions. What does that mean? It means that this will create buying and selling from transactions that are not inherently directly with the MLP token, but we will be catching those transactions just to create those fees. And this is going to be good because 50% of it will be reinvested back in compound, and 50% will go to the stakers, people that commit their token, having it locked so they can receive those fees as well. Cookie Boy, on which chain will this project be? So this project, the way that we're designing is to be multi-chain. And this will be sort of phase 2 or phase 3 where we want to deploy it multi-chain so we can fetch transactions from all the chains. But originally, where I want to kick this project would be Abstract Chain. I believe that Abstract Chain is a very good fit because it has really low transaction fees. It avoids sniping from bots. So what does this mean? You probably are familiar with MEV bots, which are maximum extraction value bots, which sometimes you would be making a purchase, it would front run your purchase and then would create a big wick up and down. But the final user, you would be getting less tokens if this happens to someone that would be buying before you would make the purchase and then it would be selling on you. So Abstract Chain also prevents that. It's also a new chain. It has a team that has been, for myself, proving the only IP in Web3, which are the Pudging Penguins, to be mainstream. So the team itself really tells a lot for me on how professional they are and how they can handle a business that was literally dying before I think it was Luca bought the IP and where it is right now. So I have a strong belief the team itself is also very strong. So I think it will be our home to start the project with. I don't think starting on Ethereum Mainnet would be a good thing because of the fees itself. I don't think Polygon is either a good choice. So we want to be multi-chain, but we have to start somewhere. And also knowing that Abstract is going to have a TGE towards the end of the year, I think it's going to create a lot of momentum and it's going to be good for our ecosystem. But then it's going to be multi-chain. Having that answered, let's move on to the next slide. So what we have the staking rewards, which is you stake MLP, and you receive a staked MLP. Why we want to do this? Because these also, I'm not sure if you're noticing, this is a very simple concept and it allows a lot of things to be built upon it. So we have a way for you to get resources. Now, it does not stop or prevent us from any other builder to build upon it and use the same resources to build something else. We already created the value of getting those resources. So it leaves all of these open ends for people to build even more protocols and more projects upon it. The same here. You would be getting a staked MLP. So this also leaves an open door for people and projects to build upon it. So for example, I'm pretty sure that these would be able to create some sort of yield aggregator out of this. So, but let's keep it simple. I can touch that towards more of the end of the stream. Right now, what is important is that you have a cooldown to unstake it. And I think the cooldown is important. And I've pretty much got this inspiration from AAV, which is a DeFi protocol as well, where you have 21 days to unstake. I think this brings a lot of stability, and this project is pretty much regarding stability. And you'll see towards as we move forward that one of the most key important thing here is being a stable project. It's not about the first month hype, it's about building a long-term yield, sustainable and predictable ecosystem. And I think that regarding DeFi, when we talk about having an asset, a token that is supposed to be a reserve of value, that type of stability is very important. So you have 21 days to unstake, but they're not locked forever for 21 days if you stake them. There's actually a 5% early exit tax, so you can exit the staking program whenever you want. And this is the only revenue that will go for treasury. It's if users want to early exit tax, and it's only 5%. All of everything we're going to talk about, this is the only way that's going to generate some fees for treasury. So it's probably the project that generates less fees for treasury itself. So stakers will receive 50% of all the liquidity trading fees. And as I've just described right now, what we want to build is liquidity pairs that will compound, will grow over time. And by growing over time, they will fetch more transactions. And by fetching more transactions, they will generate more fees. The more fees that are generated will compound and grow the LPs and will go again for the stakers. Now, instead of having we have a one-day trading volume that is $100,000, for example. Instead of distributing all of those fees on the very next day, we're going to divide it by 365 days, so over 1 year. What this means? It means that on day 0 until we reach day 365, all of those daily fees will be distributed by the course of a year. What does this mean? It means that slowly it's going to build up an APR very slowly that will dictate also the stability of the project. From day 0 to day 365, you will see the APR growing and rising, since the rewards will be slowly rolling out. So if we have one day with less volume, it will not impact the protocol that much. If we have one day with a spike of huge volume, it will also not impact the protocol that much. But as a stability long term, it will bring a very stable and predictable type of ecosystem. Now, going over the year 1, we should have liquidity pools way bigger. So coming from year 1 to year 2, and since the liquidity pools have compounded through 1 year, we should be seeing the APR also growing. So I believe that this is something that will compound over time, which is the APR from staking and the fees that will be generating year over year, and how much that will go for people that will be staking the token. Having that said, I want to move to the next slide, which is governance. So once we've reached the gold era, so as I said, it will start on the coal, then we'll go for iron era, copper, silver, and then we actually reach the golden era. When we reach the golden era, fitting title, right? We'll be activating the DAO. The DAO itself will be very simple. So you'll be able to vote the DAO with staked MLP. So that is like sort of a receipt, so we know that is real staked MLP. It's going to need 51% to reach quorum on decision of the total MLP. And by the time that we have reached and achieved the gold era, we have minted already 51% of the total cap of the supply. Now, the DAO powers will be very slim, but they will be very important, which will be about adjusting fees. Let's say the protocol has grown to a place that it does not make sense to have a 1% fee. It would make much more sense to have a 0.3 fee, because the protocol, it has grown itself that big in terms of the liquidity in the pools, and we will be fetching even more transactions if we lower the fee. So this is something that everyone together will be able to make this decision through the DAO. Also, it will be able to add liquidity pools. So the protocol will start with 4, which is about having MLP paired with Ethereum, with Bitcoin, with USDC, and with Paxos Gold. Now with this, the DAO power also will allow to add more liquidity pools. Everyone could be saying that, hey, it would be very interesting for the project, and I think it will be benefiting if we also have a pool that would be with this Y token. And also allocate treasury. So as I said, there's going to be 5% on early exit tax for staking for staked tokens. And the DAO will be able to allocate that treasury. It could be, for example, to add a new LP. It could be used to make a marketing campaign. It could be used to launch a season, a mining season. It's not up to me to decide. It will be up to you to decide. So immutable rules cannot change a lot of things, and we will be reviewing that in the white paper, what cannot be changed. So the roadmap will be about getting the project on mainnet, deploying the LPs, and running the smart contract audits, which I believe it's also important if we want to attract a larger type of user base. Phase 2 will be about governance and liquidity pool expansion. Phase 3 will be about multi-chain deployment, what we talked in the past. We will not be solely stuck on one chain, as we want to aggregate. And this will be phase 4, which will be the yield aggregator. So we don't want to be close to one chain. We want to aggregate the yield from transactions from all the chains. And I believe that's going to be important to be growing into the future. So we're going to have gamified mining plus Oracle RNG. for transparency and for fairness. We're going to have predictable scarcity via areas, so you know how scarce the token will be over time. You're going to have an automatic liquidity pool growth because every pickaxe that will be bought with Ethereum will be added to the liquidity pool 100%. Every transaction that happens with the token, 50% will be reinvested back into the liquidity pool as well. And then we have sustainable staking plus governance because the other 50% of the fees will go to the stakers. So MLP as a future DeFi reserve asset. That's what we want to do, mixed with a bit of gamified as well. Here we have the protocol overview. This is another slide that's literally compiles everything that we talked. So Pickaxe Master is a gamified DeFi protocol that converts ETH into MLP through a mining mechanic. Its design creates a self-sustaining liquidity engine where users mine resources. With pickaxes, resources are converted to MLP. In case you're wondering what MLP, because I've been repeating that word quite some time, it stands for Master Liquidity Protocol. You could say mining liquidity protocol, but I'd rather use it Master Liquidity Protocol because we are the Pickaxe Master. Makes a lot of sense. So we are governed by an area-based and halving schedule. ETH from the Pickaxe sale funds liquidity pools. Trading fees are split 50-50, reinvested back into the liquidity pools and distributed to the MLP stakers. So the result is a token ecosystem fueled by organic trade volume and volatility, which in turn generates fees and yield. So volatility is our friend, is how we generate revenue. Having that said, I'm going to move on. So volatility equals revenue, literally what we're talking about. This is the market advantage. So volatile pairs, for example, with Bitcoin, with Paxos Gold, will attract arbitrage volume. More volume equals more trading fees. The fees are 50%. I think this we already talked about. So real yield for stakers. This is not so instead of launching a new token, how many times you've crossed with a new project, a new token that by the time it launches it has a staking program, and you would see it starts with 100,000 APR and then it's 1,000 APR and it creeps down to 500 APR, then 100% APR, and you're getting a lot of tokens, but the token price just dumps because everyone is getting a lot of tokens. In this case, we will start with APR as 0. If we're doing all the other way around, so we start at 0, and as the project kicks off and there's transactions happening, the APR will slowly start to creep in and climb. Which kind of makes sense if you look at a real company. On day one, they cannot say we're going to have an APR of these amount % per year. They have literally 0 until they start to make any revenue. So here we bring that same logic and apply it here, which is much more transparent, which is much more down to earth, right? We cannot promise a huge, insane APR because it comes from thin air. Here, the APR will come from the trading fees. On the way that this is set up, we believe that it's really welcoming for everyone to participate, as pretty much everything is being reinvested in the project, in the protocol. As you've seen, you have not yet saw anything talking about where the team makes revenue, what's going to be the percentage allocated for investors or for VCs or for the team. No, there's none of that. There's going to be a way to invest in the project, which I'll be talking right in a second. But again, it has very specific set of rules. And I think that's literally the next slide. Let me just look at it. Okay, this is the reinvestment engine. So fees 100% per trade, which is very common for exotic pairs. And that's why the DAO is also important when we've reached a new stage that the project is already not that exhausted, or at least the token price action is much more stable and would drive more volume if the fees are, for example, 0.5% or 0.3%. It will fetch other transactions from the Uniswap router, as we talked before. I think we've pretty much talked about this. So mining and routing generate fees. Fees deepen liquidity. Better liquidity, it equals more trades, and more trades, more yield for liquidity pool and stakers. Hey Novel, how's it going? By the way, I'm telling a lot of stuff, so feel free to put your questions in the chat and I'll be answering as soon as I'll be close a topic or as soon as I do one of these AMA breaks. So put your questions, let me know if it's getting well explained, which parts you're getting a hard time to understand, and what would be either suggestions. I'm all ears to hear from you. Going on, here it's actually the funding round, how it's going to work. So the race target is to get 11.2 Ethereum, which is more or less about $30,000. Now the purpose of this is 75% will be used to seed the Uniswap v3 liquidity pools. So it's going to be 2.1 Ethereum for each liquidity pool. So it's going to be 2.1 Ethereum on one side, and then we're going to have a pre-mine of MLP, which is about 4%, so 1% per liquidity pool. Then the same for Bitcoin, the same for USDC, and the same for Paxos Gold. So we have an initial setup of these 4 liquidity pools. Now the other 25% will be allocated to pay for smart contract development and security, as we've talked before. The terms for this will be that the liquidity pool tokens, they're not going to be part of the project. So if you decide yourself to invest in this, to be part of these fundraise, is that you get yourself the amount you invest. Let's say you put 1 Ethereum. That 1 Ethereum is locked up to your wallet address, and that's going to be generating LP position. LP stands for liquidity pool position. That's going to be locked for 1 year. After 1 year, the liquidity pools are going to be redeemable for ETH plus MLP token. So you'll be receiving a pro rata liquidity pool ownership, meaning that on the time that we will set up the liquidity pools, they will have the base value, right? So as soon as someone starts buying pickaxes, the value of MLP will start to go up. So as you know, liquidity pools, they tend to maintain a balance, but since they are going to be full range, the amount of Ethereum that's going to be left in the pool, it's going to be an average. So let's say we start the liquidity pool with price of 1, and after 1 year the price is 4, meaning that what will be remaining on the Ethereum side will be equivalent to 2 as an average of selling. So you'll be receiving your liquidity pool size position after 1 year, and you'll be getting with what's left in there as Ethereum and with MLP. So my calculation is that you'll be receiving more Ethereum than you put in, or at least the both together will be more. I've seen that it would vary between, they made different projections with low volume, medium volume, and high volume. It's around 20% to 100% on the different projections. Well, these are just projections, but it's what I can share with you based on the tests I've run on the machine. So that's my proposal for the fundraise to get this going on. Even if we don't match the fundraise, I do believe that we will be able to run the game and the protocol itself, maybe with a lesser liquidity pool, maybe with lesser smart contracts audited, maybe just the main ones, but eventually it's enough to get a kickstart. Moving on, if we are able to match the funding round, we're going to go into the extended funding round. So after the 11.2 Ethereum cap, all the Ethereum that will be received will build a single-sided liquidity pool at launch floor price. So these LP from the extended funding round will be locked for 6 months and will be redeemable for Ethereum and MLP. Also, if any of this that I'm saying it's becoming too technical, do let me know so I can explain it better to you. So this has been pretty much the explanation of the project. I do have here as well the white paper that I want to show it and talk about it with you. Let me just get it in front here. Perfect. Again, I'll be sharing all of these details with you. Let me just get it better centered. here we go. So most than anything, this is pretty much what we'll talk about. I can get through the abstract of the project into the introduction, which is Pickaxe Master is a novel DeFi protocol designed to establish a self-reinforcing long-term value accrual mechanism for the MLP, which is Master Liquidity Protocol token, through a unique mining mechanic employing ERC20 Pickaxe tokens. Users can probabilistically obtain resource tokens that are convertible into MLP. Proceeds from Pickaxe sales are channeled into multiple liquidity pools, and trading fees generated across these liquidity pools are partially reinvested and partially distributed to stakers. The protocol era-based halving schedule, capped supply, single-sided staking model ensures scarcity and sustainable rewards. By combining gamified mining with automated liquidity management and fee redistribution, Pickaxe Master aims to create a robust reserve of value token supported by a continuously growing liquidity base. Also, you might be thinking how close we are. I've got all the smart contracts done. I've run quite some tests, and we just need to get them audited just to make sure everything is working as intended and there are no vulnerabilities. So that's how further we are into development. I can also share, I've run an audit by AI, so I have a premium subscription on Twitter and also OpenAI, so ChatGPT, and I've run audits, or I command the AI to run audits on both, and so far what we got is that all the ecosystem works, all the ecosystem is safe, but nothing like a seal of approval from actually a known company, right? I think that will bring even more confidence to the project. So, introduction, this is literally what we have just said, but just to get it going for anyone that would be joining right now. Decentralized finance DeFi continues to evolve by innovating tokenomics and liquidity incentives. Pickaxe Master introduced a gamified, oracle-driven mining mechanic intertwined with liquidity provision to cultivate a sustainable, self-replenishing ecosystem. Users purchase Pickaxe tokens with Ethereum at a fixed exchange rate, 1 Ethereum equal 10,000 Pickaxes, and then mine resources through an on-chain random number generator, so through the RNG. Mined resources ranging from common materials like coal to rare assets like the red diamond. They are also represented as ERC20 tokens, and each resource token can be exchanged for MLP at a rate reflecting the rarity and adjusted by the current era. The Ethereum from the Pickaxe sales is allocated to a liquidity manager protocol, so this is a smart contract, which systematically strengthens the MLP liquidity across 4 initial liquidity pools, which is MLP with Ethereum, with Bitcoin, with USDC, and Paxos Gold. Additionally, the transaction fees accrued across these liquidity pools are split half to liquidity and half is used to buy back MLP for distribution to stakers. So this mechanism and this system is also reinforcing the fact that there is a strong buy presence of the token. Every time you would be buying a pickaxe, we will be buying MLP token. Every time there's a transaction and there's fees generated, 50% of it will be buying back the token. So there will be a strong support of buying the MLP token back, which is also very important. So we would have a strong baseline, a strong foundation of value. So even if there's users that want to sell the token, we would have the different liquidity pools adjusting itself as well. That would generate fees, and those fees will be buying the token back again. If there's another user that would be buying a pickaxe to get more tokens, that will also push the price up. So literally in the end, this is a DeFi protocol. So that is very important that we have a gamified system, but also we have on on the back end, literally what we're building is a long-lasting DeFi protocol. We have an ad in 1 minute, perfect, because I feel like I'm talking a lot and my throat is already telling me, Bruno, you are talking non-stop right now. But it's for a good cause and good information. So just to finish this up, and then we'll be moving on into the more technical part of it, which is how the eras, the supply, and all of that works. So staking is single-sided with 21-day unstaking cooldown, a 5% tax on the early redemption, which is also all of this stuff going back to the treasury. And this treasury will be managed by when more talking. Yes, I've been talking less and playing more. Now I should be talking more and playing less. So these will be used, the protocol treasury will be activated and used by the DAO, which happens at the golden era. Okay, I think these we've got. I'm going to just review so you can see this and then you'll take your own time to get it through. We have the protocol architecture overview, which is the core components. We have Pickaxe token, resource tokens, MLP token, liquidity manager, the Oracle-based RNG, and the staking contract. Then we have the workflow summary, Pickaxe acquisition, mining process, resource conversion, liquidity allocation, trading activity, and fee distribution. Then we have the Pickaxe mechanics and RNG distribution. We have the Pickaxe purchase, which is the rate. We have the mint logic, which is how you receive ETH and then how it mints Pickaxe tokens. We have the token burn mechanism, which is how you would burn the Pickaxe tokens. Then the Oracle-based RNG is something that is also transparent. But can the game be watched? Breezes, yes, we'll be building initially an interface. It's going to be a very simple interface with an animation. Literally, you'd be there, you press mine, you get an animation of a block being mined, and the outcome, which will be a resource. We can call it more an interface rather than a game. It's gamified. It's a DeFi gamified type of thing. But no, that part is not developed. It's actually the last part because it's an interface. It's not something that will impact how the protocol works. So we left that as for the last thing to be done. It's literally just a bunch of buttons that activate everything that happens on the blockchain. Because as you've seen, these happens all on the blockchain. It doesn't need the server, it doesn't need an engine, it doesn't need any of that to work. It can pretty much work just by going to the smart contract and work with it. But of course, that's not user-friendly. And that's also one of the reasons we want to choose the abstract chain, which they aim to be the consumer chain. So I want this to be as for the consumers. Of course, going to have a very simple, intuitive type of interface. And I kind of shared some images on how to build this. Let me try to get that on the stream as well. So mobile inventories. Yeah, so it's going to be something like this. Just give me one quick second. Okay. So yeah, it will look somehow similar to this. You're going to have inventory, you're going to have Ethereum, the MLP, the Pickaxes to buy, token, account, home. It will be very simple type of interface. Yeah, but this is what we'll be aiming towards the game, how it will look like. Okay, going forward. Going forward, let me see where we were. Okay, so we were at the white paper. So we have a transparent RNG, so it's always guaranteed that you will be getting a resource. That's not going to happen. You do not get a resource. It's not like a scratch-off lottery. Every time you would be playing the game or participating in the protocol, you have 100% sure you'll be getting something. So 49% chance you'll be getting a coal, then 25.4 an iron, then copper, silver, gold, emerald, sapphire, ruby, white diamond, blue diamond, and red diamond. So each resource is minted as a separate ERC20 token upon successful mining, ensuring a balanced supply of common and rare assets. And this is also where it leaves the door open for other protocols and other things that are an extension on what we're doing to also happen, as everything is going to be a token. A pickaxe is going to be a token. The resources are going to be tokens. The MLP, of course, that's going to be a token. So the resource token utility. So here is the initial on the coal era, and I think that this is the most important thing, as for everyone here, I would believe you would be the most early participants, and I do want to conduct this in a way that all of you that have been following the Pickaxe Master across all of these years would be the first ones to benefit from this. So you would have coal, it equals 1 MLP, iron it equals 2, copper equals 4, silver equals 8, gold equals 16, emerald equals 32, sapphire equals 64, ruby 128, white diamond 256, blue diamond 512, and the red diamond you would be getting 1024 MLP tokens. So this is on the coal era, on the first era that exists. Now you might be asking, how does these affect the tokenomics? So getting right there. The max supply is capped at 2,100,000 MLP. And let me go for here. Yeah, the era-based halving schedules. So these schedules are triggered when 20% of the unminted supply has been minted, which is slightly different from what traditional projects do. The initial state, which is the coal era, we have 2,100,000 unminted. We're going to pre-mint 4% just to set up the liquidity pools on the fundraise. So that's going to be 84,000 MLP tokens, which is going to be 21,000 MLP tokens to be paired with Ethereum, 21,000 MLP tokens to be paired with USDC, 21,000 tokens to be paired with Paxos Gold, and then remaining with Bitcoin. Having that said, we're going to have the first era, which is 20% of this initial cap. It's 420,000 tokens. We take the pre-mine left, and that's how much we have left until we finish this era. This is going to be when the tokens will be the cheapest to get. And I think this will be rather fast. When we get on the stream and we get the game live, I think we will not see much time for the coal era to pass by, because it's literally quite cheap, but it's the initial, it's the enough to kick off the project on the first era. So the second one will happen when the total minted tokens cross the line of 420, which means that by then we're going to have the total cap, which is 2,100,000 minus 420,000. So we're going to exchange the rates. The exchange rates will halve. They're going to give half of the tokens. But I've got here something that's or maybe it was this one. Okay, then it's this one. So what happens on the Iron Era is it will happen from 420,000 minted tokens to 756,000 minted tokens. So this is the Iron Era. When we move to the Copper Era, will be when we have 756,000 minted tokens up to 1,024,800 minted tokens. Then moving on to the Silver Era, you can see it becomes lesser and lesser tokens within each era, meaning that they're going to be more scarce and they're going to be more expensive to get. But as we move forward, all of these pickaxes purchases, they have been buying the MLP token also, meaning the token is worth more, and now there's more liquidity and it's accruing finally a lot of fees for people that are staking the token. So it's going to be creating a balance on what you need to spend on pickaxes to actually get the token, reflecting on what's going to be the price of the token and what you'll be getting with the token when it's staked. I think it creates a very balanced type of ecosystem. Now, having that said, we're going to be doing all of these eras So the sapphire, the ruby, until we reach the white diamond, the blue diamond, and when we finally go into the red diamond era, which is after we've crossed the 1,874,514 tokens minted, this one will unlock until we have the last one. I don't think it would be worth to have like the 20% going on and on forever like Bitcoin, because instead of doing as blocks, this is not time based, this is value based. And I think that when we reach the red diamond era, the protocol, it has already been, so if or when we reach the red diamond era, the protocol itself should have at least about from 1 to 3 million in liquidity pool, not the market cap, in the liquidity pool. So I think it's already big enough just to have the last one minted until we're out of supply. It will just work because with 1 million tokens in the liquidity pool, not as market cap, it's enough to just fetch transactions that are not directly tied with MLP and just generate revenue from those fees to the stakers. And then of course the direct transactions as well with the ecosystem, with traders that also trade the MLP token. So when we reach that point with 1 million as a valuation of the liquidity pools, we have a very solid growth base that cannot be stopped. So what have I missed here? I'm not sure if I've missed anything from this. This is the allocation of proceeds from Pickaxe sales, liquidity pools, and I'm pretty sure that these, the fee generation and distribution, we've talked about this. The fee allocation, we also talked about this. What's going to be the impact on tokenomics? The staking module, we've covered this already. The reward distribution, we also talked about this. The incentive alignment, we've also talked about this. Halvening and scarcity dynamics, we just literally talked about it. So I knew there was another one here. So this is what I was looking for. The supply schedule illustration. So as you can see here, cumulative minted 0, coal era, remaining unminted, we have the 20% threshold, coal equals MLP, red diamond equals MLP. So literally it starts or ends when a red diamond is worth 1 token when we reach this one. But by the time we would reach this one, MLP token would be expensive as fuck. Liquidity manager and automated growth. Yeah, I think we have not much to cover in here. I think we've talked pretty much about all of this stuff. So security and governance, the smart contract audit, that's why we want to run the fundraise. So probably let me get back to there, so I can cover a little bit on what's going to be the timeline on this. Brave browser, okay. So already disclosed that we're going to have the funding round details, and when this is going to start, it's going to start on the next Wednesday. On the next Wednesday, let me just take a look just to be sure. Next Wednesday is going to be on the 4th of July. 4th of July, yes. So that's when we're going to start the funding round. Literally when we start the stream, it's when it's gonna be open. So I'll be sharing the wallet address to be deposited the tokens, and the goal, the raise target, will be 11.2 Ethereum. I have a couple of angel investors lined up, but I told them that first I want to conduct the community round, and then afterwards, if there's anything left, then those angel investors will be able just to fill it up, the remaining spot. Probably we'll keep the funding for the community for about 2 weeks. Play game for fun. So what happens after reach 2,100,000 tokens? It means that we've got the tokens all minted out. It means we've got all the supply in the hands of the community. But when that happens, it means that the protocol itself would be worth, we would have on liquidity about 1 million in valuation, between 1 million and 3 million from the projections I've run. So that's going to put the market cap as pretty high. So what happens is that you will be with 1 million in liquidity pool, you'll be catching transactions due to the Uniswap router. So for example, someone wants to trade USDC for Paxos Gold, right? Since we have a liquidity pool that is so deep, we will be able to fetch part of that transaction. And by getting part of that transaction, it's going to generate fees. And while it's generating fees, 50% will compound into the liquidity pool, meaning that it will grow, and 50% of those fees will be used to buy MLP token, making the MLP token grow again, and then it will go to people that are staking. And what with the game? So what's going to happen, and what I expect to happen, is that by the time that the protocol will evolve and will be self-sustainable, there's going to be a lot of open doors to be built upon. Also remember, there's going to be a DAO and there's going to be a treasury that will take 5% of the users that want to early redeem their stake tokens. So for example, let's say the DAO wants to build a different game on top of what exists. That is possible. But regarding the mining game, once all the tokens have been minted, it will not be minting the MLP tokens. You will still be able to purchase pickaxes, you will still be able to mine and get resources, but the resources will not get you MLP token. That's where I say it leaves an open door to create different type of protocols. But by then, I don't want to have a closed end on everything. This is going to take a time until we actually mint everything, play game for fun, I do believe. Unless it's a massive explosion of success and we get to mint that fast. It's expensive to mint all of those tokens, but by the time that happens, the amount of valuation and the liquidity that will exist is going to generate enough interest of also other developers as well to build things upon it. So this is where I believe it's important. We're building a protocol that will allow other builders to build upon it, and it's decentralized enough. It does not create any special perks for any user, investor, or team. So I hope that answers your question. But yeah, I understand that what happens with the game, it will still be playable, just the resources will not be tradable for MLP since the maximum cap has already been reached. But if there's going to be other things that can be built upon, I strongly believe that it will be the case. So funding rail details will be that on next Wednesday we will start. Right now we will start as well a marketing campaign. I've built a page, a Twitter page here on X, so feel free to give it a follow, also to share it. I'll be promoting this as the Pickaxe Master will be solely more dedicated for gaming, and of course will be heavily tied with this. And this page, which is dedicated just for the Master Liquidity Protocol, will solely be focusing more on the token itself. We will be doing a lot of advertisement. Everything that we've shared will also be posted on socials. We will be sharing as you all of the documentation, all of these presentations for you to look at your own pace, at your own time, so you can really take a look on what's happening. The fundraise will take about 2 weeks until I present to the angel investors, because I promised them that I would be giving time to the community to participate, as the community has been here supporting this project for a long time, and I would be devastated. I cannot do this for everyone that has been supporting this since day one. So you're going to have a 2-week grace period until I can present this to the angel investors, and they will be able to scoop up what's left until the 11.2 ETH target. If not, it will go. If the community itself is able to cover this target, then they will just go to the extended funding round that will happen from here. So as you know, what you'll be putting, 75% will fund the liquidity pool, which you will be able to redeem after 1 year, and 25% will be allocated to pay for the smart contract, final development, and security, because with audits they'll tell you to do some changes, and some changes might require a very expert level of developer. This is pretty much it. The LP tokens will be locked for 365 days. So after 1 year, you'll be able to redeem them. They're yours. Let me know if you've got some questions regarding all of this. I think we have covered everything. Again, make sure you do follow the page and you do a tweet or a retweet. I will also do the same right now. And yeah, I think we are done with this part of the presentation. And now, as I just promised earlier, what we're going to do is we're going to do a giveaway for a lucky miner on the sandbox. So the lucky miner, this is also going to, what we're doing on the sandbox, it's also going to ally here, as we will be able to do some little different type of things. So I'm very, very excited about that, let me say. Okay, so type in !LFM, that stands for Let's Fucking Mine. Fill it up that form. I will be raffling 1 or 2 miners, so yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna take a small break just to drink some water, hydrate, as I've been talking quite a lot. So stay tuned with me, fill it up that form, let's get you all, because again, we're gonna get a surprise also in the sandbox, as Fred has been designing some really cool stuff and he has got like this intro scene before we get into the game. So gonna be a first time reaction. I'm super excited about it. I hope you as well are excited about it. So stay tuned. I'm gonna take a 5-minute break and I will be right back. 5-minute break right here. And I'm gonna leave this open for anyone that joins in. Maybe he's got some questions also. Hey, welcome Bitfox. I'm just about to take a 5-minute break. It's been a very long stream filled with a lot of information, but feel free also, as you're getting this time to process everything that has been said, put your questions in the chat. As we go through the lucky miner, I'll be taking your questions and answering them. Okay. I will be back in 5 minutes, so stay tuned for the next bit. Alright, I'm back. Thank you so much for the wait, and welcome back everyone. Play Game for Fun says if he wins, gravel please will be driving. Okay, noted. Okay, so some things that I will be sharing on the next couple of days with all of you is that what happens, what's going to be the use case scenarios. Wicked, there's no minimum. There is literally no minimum. You can participate with what you feel comfortable. So pretty much I just want to welcome everyone in the community to be the first ones to access this. It doesn't matter that if you have very few to participate or if you have gigantic funds to participate, I just want to welcome everyone. Having that said, I was thinking about the question that we just got earlier that was from the Play Game for Fun of what happens when the 2,100,000 tokens reach. So I was doing some quick math. I already did this, but I was just redoing everything. So the initial liquidity pool and price will be at 25 cents per token. That's the price that we're gonna get if we reach the fundraise goal, of course. By reaching the raise target, we're gonna have a starting price token of 25 cents, and by the time that we would have all the tokens minted, we would have a liquidity pool on the size of 1 million to 3 million. So having that said, if we start with a liquidity pool of about $20,000, which is going to be divided by all four, the initial liquidity pools, if it grows to 1 million, that's about a 200x if that happens within that math. So if we get to mint all the tokens, I expect the token to be around $50 per token, but that's going to take quite some time, and the project will have to grow itself until it reaches that point. It's built in a way that will auto compound, so it's going to generate interest enough to always be that's always interesting to be part of it, depending on the area that the project is, as it's compounding to grow. But yeah, I'll be sharing that type of projections on how the token could be depending on the era. So you know that eras happen if pickaxes are purchased. When pickaxes are purchased, that ETH will be used to buy the MLP token, so MLP token will be rising. We will be adding to the liquidity pool. So I think it's fairly easy to actually do that math. I'll be sharing those projections with all of you in the couple next days/weeks. Having that said, now let's move on to GameMaker to get what Fred and Ferd has been up to. I'm super excited about it, so I have to put this one here. Let me also close this and let me hit play. Okay, any questions, feel free to post it here. Also, we will be sharing a recap of all of this information in the Discord server, so there's going to be an announcement as well. Within that announcement, we'll be making a recap of everything we talked about, the highlights, and then at your own pace, at your own time, you'll be able to read all of these documentation as well. Misty memories, okay. Okay, let me see if I've got sounds on. Yeah, I don't. I'm definitely gonna put some sound here. So let me tone down the music, which no one complained, so either you were not listening to it or it was at the perfect audio. Okay, I'm not sure if this is audio, but let's put it like this. Okay, I think it's loud enough. Oh, we got the ad. Okay, let me get through the ad. So, Misty Memoirs. Cross the bridge and take your place next to Steel Braids. That is not Steel Braids over there. Definitely not Steel Braids. Oh, there's Steel Braids there as well. Okay. I really like the environment. Kind of set up a tone, a dark tone as well. Mysterious tone too. Damn, this looks really good like this. How ambience just changed the whole game, right? Damn it. Okay, is the ad over? Let me check real quick. Do not forget, type in !LFM, fill it up that form. We've got 8 answers so far, so you can become one of the lucky miners. So do not fade that. Okay, I think the ad should be over by now, so let me get through it. So it ends here, Kuzo. No more shadows, no more trickery. These mountain bleeds because of you. Oh, Steelbraid, do you think this is the end? The mountain remembers me. It loves me. Oh, I like this. You mind the mountain, I am the mountain. That just reminds me of a song, which is I am the mountain. Your magic twists time and turns dwarves into ghosts of themselves. I'll break this curse even if it breaks me. You still don't see it, do you? The deeper you deep, the deeper you drown. But fine, if you want... that was too fast. Then you'll have it. Okay. Nice. This is pretty awesome. Damn, I'm chill with this. I love it. Whew. Whew. That was hot. That was really hot. Nice. Okay. Let's get a lucky miner. Damn. Did y'all enjoy? So Wicked, I guess you already saw this. You already saw this one. I'm glad I did this first time. Actually, we were talking about like if I should do the reaction, just two of us trying the thing together, or if I should do it live. I'm happy I got to do it live. Okay, for everyone that has filled it up the form, let me get your names up on the list. Oh, that was hot. That was epic, man. Fred, awesome job. Just really awesome job. Let me bring your names here up on the screen. So we have Brave Browser. Okay, perfect. Cookie Boy King, Wapax, Wicked YouTube, The Yoke is on you, Degas, Play Game for Fun, Ian, and The Bit Fox. I'm gonna shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and good luck to all of you. Let's see who gets to become the first lucky miner of today. And you get to win some sand. Also, we've got the refiners working, meaning that even when you're not getting a prize, there is a second chance for you to actually get a prize. Myself, I got a diamond already, but that was me testing, so I wish that was live. So while refining some stone, I think reroll if Wicked wins. Okay, we'll do so. I don't think that's going to be the case, but are we going to get the Yokis on you, or is it going to be the Bitfox? Sweaty times. Bitfox. Has it finally luck drawn in your favor? Or will it go to Wapax? Hey! Bitfox, GG, congratulations. You just joined on time, and looks like finally you got that win. So I don't want to hear you saying you're not winning for a long time. This is probably going to be filled with, I don't know. We're about to get some diamonds. Everyone, we're about to get some diamonds, I'm pretty sure. We got a diamond pickaxe here. Hell yeah. So what want to mine? We've got sand blocks, we've got dirt blocks, clay blocks, gravel, stone. You choose. There's no multipliers. All of these original 5 blocks to mine for now. Stone, let's go stone, or let's go ohm. For everyone that's watching the stream, please type in the chat. Good luck here for the Bitfox as we get to mine some stone blocks. Okay. I need some of them that they're not way too close to one another. There used to be a path Now it's different. I gotta remember myself a new path. Okay, these should leave up there. Okay, we got one. Let's do it. Oh, we got nothing here. But hey, that's not the end. These eventually can still turn into diamond. Next one. Oh, that's the second stone. But at least it's not the end. The third one. We're saving ourselves for diamond. I am confident. Blue diamond, baby. Okay, we got an emerald. That is good. That is good. Let's do this one. We got gold. I like the sound when you mine. Okay, this one. Hey Dankoy, how's it going? Welcome in. You just missed yourself a very big presentation, but you can still watch it from the video on demand through the VOD. It's got some really impressive things, so I strongly advise everyone to look at it. We got another emerald. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. We need more of those. Let's do this one. There is a new Game Maker update. I'm not sure about it. That's another non-prize. My god. But hey, we still have a second chance on those. Here we go. Another gold. We're getting close to the 1000 massa mark. Another stone block. Oh no. Not the refiner. And let's do this one. Okay, we got an emerald. We still have enough for one more. Oh, look at that. That is shiny. Bam, a sapphire. Let's go. So 80 left. We can still mine a gravel. We can still mine a gravel block. Oh, what is this? Oh, I thought it was an emerald. It's a freaking spider. Don't do that. Ooh, we got an emerald here. Okay. So right now, we've got an update. It's not a game maker, but it's a Pickaxe Master update on the sandbox, which is, I'm just gonna teleport myself. We've got the refiners. They're just in placeholder places. They're not, of course, gonna be living here. So we've got these refiner, which can give you up to a white diamond. This one can give you up to a blue diamond. This is gonna get you probably guaranteed silver. This is going to roll for a gold. Here you're going to roll for a gem, so emerald, sapphire, ruby. And here you're going to roll for a diamond, either a white diamond, blue diamond, or a red diamond. So, of course, this one being the hardest one to get. And the odds are way slimmer than actually mining, so it's really hard to get one of those. Here we've got the gems, we've got the gold, we've got the silver. Then we have the professional refinery. We've got the industrial. We've got the professional, and then the amateur. It's on the other way, on the other side of the map, which is the amateur. But Fox, what's gonna be? How are we gonna refine those? We've got six stone blocks to refine. We've got the amateur refinery. We've got the professional, we've got the industrial. Then we have solely for silver, solely for gold. We have the gem processor or the gem refiner, and then we have the diamond. What's the difference between professional and diamond? Okay. So on this one, it's harder to get actually something out of it. Not just the drop rate. The drop rate and the type of loot you can get here. So the worst loot you can get here would be gold. Then you can get emerald, you can get a sapphire, a ruby, and a white diamond. And a blue diamond. Here it will be a copper, silver, gold, emerald. And I know the last one in here is the white diamond, so yeah. This one gives better rewards, but the drop rate is worse. This one gives less better rewards, and the drop rate is better. And the amateur gives even lesser type of rewards, but the drop rate is even better. I think with the stone you get a guaranteed copper, I believe, in every. But the maximum you can get there, I believe it's emerald. So that's going to be up to you. Bitfox, time to choose. Pick one. So do the last one, diamond. No risk, no fun. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so this is gonna be, I've never gotten a gem, even on tests, on anything, so let's do it. We're going to refine stone. First one. We got nothing refined. Next one. We got nothing refined. It's gonna be a hard one. But if we get, that's a diamond, baby. That's a big win. Nothing refined. Nothing refined. Come on. Last chance. I wonder if Fred ever got anything from here. Come on. Nothing refined. But hey, we still got 2,240 masters, so GG. That's a good win. Bitfox, let's freaking go. Taking note. So doing math at the rate of 2,000 masters per cent. I need my calc, which is right here. 2240 divided by 2,000. So you got yourself 1.12 sand. Congratulations, GG. I think we've got time for one more. This is getting, it's already quite extended from the usual time, so let's just do one more. Why not? I gotta get this Brave browser here. I'm gonna remove the Bitfox since he already won. I'm gonna shuffle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and hit play. Let's do it. So yeah, again, next week I'll be sharing the wallet address for you to make your deposits. When making your deposits, you will be building a liquidity pool that will be obtainable after 1 year, and you'll get the size of it as it is. That's going to be the pre-fund round. So we will be participating in building the initial liquidity pool. There's going to be a pre-mine of 4% of the supply. 1% of the supply will go to each of the liquidity pool. Yeah, and after that is set up, we will be posting the game online. And since it's all an interface, we can still change, and we can even have contests to have different interfaces. So if you do website, you do that type of content, we can still do that and generate different type of websites for different type of interfaces. Play Game for Fun, GG, congratulations. So I know Play Game for Fun is watching the stream as he's driving, so he did ask to mine gravel if he won, So no need for you to deviate from your driving. We will do it. So I'm going to restart the game so we can start with 2000 masters. We get to see the cinematics again, which is pretty cool. Okay, let's do it one more time. Yeah, I like this. I'll try to read everything. The texts are really good. So it ends here, Kuzu. No more shadows, no more trickery. This mountain bleeds because of you. Oh, Steel Braids, you think this is the end? This mountain remembers me. It loves me. You mind the mountain. I am the mountain. Your magic twists time and turns dwarfs into ghosts of themselves. I'll break this curse, even if it breaks me. You still don't see it, do you? The digger you deep, the deeper you drown. But fine, if you want the heart of the mountain, then you'll have it. Ooh. Now I got to read the whole thing. That was good. That was good. Okay, back to the Misty Mountain. Let's do it. That was really, really nice. Let's get this one. Also, equipment. Let's get this book. And this backpack. Now we're ready. Let's get some gravel. And please type in good luck here for Play Game for Fun, as we are attempting to get some good resources here out of gravel. Searching for a good spot. Yeah, this is a good place to start. Oh, we got nothing. Got nothing as a starter. Okay, here's a lot of them. Come on. That's another nothing. Oh, damn it. Oh no! Saving the bass, the bass for least? For last? My god. Okay, we got a gold. Now we've got a second gold. That's more like it. Oh yeah, this is the path. How you get up there. Oh, I remember. We got this one. Hell yeah, now we've got an emerald. Definitely was saving itself. What is this? What is this? No way. No, this is not a diamond. But this is a ruby. Let's freaking go. Hell yeah. Hell freaking yeah, we got a ruby. It's been a long time since I've seen a ruby. Okay, this one. Another gold. These marks. I don't remember seeing this hole here. Okay. Gravel, gravel, gravel. Gotta choose wisely. Okay, here's one. Another gold. Here's another. This is a good one. got nothing. Oh, so this is actually how you get here from here. Uh-huh. And now you make the turn. Okay. This is near the waterfall. Oh my god, there's so many. Have I ever been here before? It's gonna be really fun when we get to save the game and we can run this, and everyone will be looking where that's missing. The missing block. That's the sound of nothing. Okay, still got half of the pickaxe health to mine. Hell yeah, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Here's another one. Oh, that is silver. Okay, for a second I was like, what is this price? Is this a white diamond? It could have been a white diamond. Silver, okay. Got a nothing. Another silver, which is good. We'll take it. In this map, there's never a dead end. At least he's super rare. Huh. No! Destroyed the wrong block. Shoot. We got an iron, at least, from it. Gravel. Okay. I've been here before. Yes, I do. Okay, let's do this one. Silver. No, I don't want to refine anything right now. Okay, here's two more. What did we get? No, we got nothing. Cookie Biking just redeemed the lucky miner. Let's freaking go. Okay, we can do that. We've got two more in here. Can I break just one? One at a time? I think I can. Nope, that was the sound of silver. That was the sound of silver. See, here's the what? Oh, so I'm here. Okay. Here's another one. Oh, no. I need more pickaxe health. Which means that I can mine this one, clay. We got copper. 3,000. Let's freaking go. And we got another iron. So, since you're driving, I gotta pick it up one of these refiners. And I'm gonna do this one. I think this one is generous enough to get some prizes out of it. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get their gravel for the professional refinery. I apologize if this is not what you wanted. What happened? Got nothing. Okay. nothing. This is supposed to be hard. This is not supposed to be super easy, by the way. No freaking way. This is the real deal. No freaking way. This is the real deal, yeah. You guys seeing it? You know what this is? I know what this is. This is a goddamn good luck. Boom, blue diamonds. 8,160 masters. Let's freaking go. That was well chosen. Woo! We got gold. Next one. Can we get more? Nothing on this one. Nothing on this one. Yeah, blue diamond. Let's freaking go. But hey, if we don't get more luck, this is good enough. This is already good enough. Come on. Another blue diamond. Last chance. Oh. What? What? Still got more? An emerald? Alright. Let's go. Play game for fun. GG. You just got yourself 8,640 masters. Let me see how much is this. Oh yeah, Misty Mountain is so back. Calculator. $8,640. That was about it. Yes. Divided by 2,000 gives us the total of 4 cent. .32. GG, congratulations. That was a good one. That was an amazing one. We have not seen such a good one in a long time. Okay. Oh, hang on a second. Did I have this on my screen the whole time? The Wheel of Names? Please do not tell me that. No, I did not have. I'm sure I did not have. Okay, so we have Cookie Boy King redeeming a Lucky Miner. So what I'm going to do is restart the game. In a good time, playing for fun. So as we get to load up, I'm just going to do a quick overview on what we talked about. So we have the Pickaxe Master Gaming DeFi protocol that turns ETH into MLP through mining. This is our own gamified DeFi protocol. We're building a reserve asset that's going to be working as liquidity through the ecosystem, which I believe it's going to be the future. I must go now. I pick stone to mine, and for the refinery, the gem one. All right, Cookie Boy King, and thank you so much for sticking by. So the core mechanism is you purchase pickaxes with Ethereum, you mine to get resources, and you convert your resources to get MLP. And depending on the era, the conversion will be halvening. So the first one is the better one to get as you get more, but it's gonna last very few. So we move forward as we go in through the eras. We've got 2,100,000 max supply for the token MLP. There's going to be 4% that will be pre-mined to get through the liquidity pool setup. So every time we would be buying a pickaxe, it will be getting that value for the MLP to the ecosystem, and then we will be reinvesting by adding that value into the liquidity pool. So it will keep compounding. We're going to have 4 different liquidity pools with strong assets, which is going to be Ethereum, Bitcoin, USDC for stability, and Paxos Gold for long-term protection. From these transactions that will happen either directly or indirectly with the token, 50% will compound again with the token. having to purchase the MLP token back one more time. So it does create a strong pressure upwards, because there's a lot of ways that we have the token to be bought, and also 50% for the stakers, which again you'll have to buy the token, once again it will use those fees to buy the token, generating again more pressure and volume for the token to go up and sustain its value, as we want to build this proof of reserve. Now, you can get rewards. 50% of those fees from transactions will go to stakers, so it's a way to have the capital also locked up, which is a sign of strength in the ecosystem. And to reward that, we are going to have a real yield that is sustainable, because it comes from the transaction fees. So 50% will go for people that stake the token, and that fee will be distributed across 365 days. So instead of having this token that starts with an APR and releases the token at 1000% per day, we're going to start at 0%, and we will be growing slowly each day until we reach a very good spot that I'm not sure how much it will be. It will depend on pretty much everything that will happen. But what I want to say is that it will have real yields, and the APR will be sustainable because it comes from the fees generated. Having that said, this is going to create a predictable type of market. So for something that wants to become a reserve asset that brings liquidity into the ecosystem, this type of stability will be very good for anyone and everyone that want to be part of this ecosystem. Having that said, we're going to have governance that will be activated in the golden era, so it's going to take 51% quorum of the total MLP, and DAO powers are slightly reduced, but they're still very important. It will be to adjust the fees. It will be to add more liquidity pools in order, or in case we want to add more tokens. So the more tokens, also the more liquidity pairs, that's going to generate even more fees. So that could be a very, very good thing. And also to allocate the treasury, which is the only way that actually it gets some funds, is by the early exit tax, that is 5%. Having that said, we're going to open up, we're going to set up the wallet address next Wednesday for you to participate in this funding round if you want. The goal target is to be 11.2 ETH, so we're going to have 2.1 ETH per liquidity pool, and then the remaining will be to pay up to finish up the audits and to get the smart contract development into the standards of what we have today. The terms will be that the liquidity pools will belong to you, that you invested. You'll have your own share and position on it, and will be locked for 365 days, aka 1 year. After 1 year, the liquidity pool will be redeemable and will contain Ethereum plus the token. So you can do whatever you want. You can keep the liquidity position for yourself. So now you start accumulating those fees just for yourself. You can either turn all of that into MLP. You can sell the MLP and turn all into Ethereum. It's literally all up to you. And what you'll be getting is, since it's a full range type of liquidity pool, it's going to have its starting price of MLP towards Ethereum. As the price will go up, you'll be receiving less MLP, but you will be receiving way more Ethereum. So there's a balance in that of what you will be getting. Having that said, I'm going to be doing now the last lucky miner of the stream, since we will be closing very soon. I'm going to share here as well the Twitter page for the Master Liquidity Protocol. Please do put a like there and a follow. What I'm going to do as well is I'm going to be putting everything that's related to the token in this page that is more dedicated just for the token itself. So this week also I'll be sharing a lot of content there, a lot of slides, presentation, information, as we want to grow our exposure to the crypto Twitter. So please, I'm gonna ask you all your help to share the page, to share the posts as well, as it's going to be very important to get this going on. Okay, enough talking. As you can see, I'm starting to lose my voice as well, so that is another reason why we would have to be closing the stream quite soon. Otherwise, I'll just go aphonic, and that cannot happen. Let's go again over these amazing introduction by Fred. If you have not watched it yet, this is just beautiful, just a masterpiece, I have to say. Fred was 100% right, as he said that he's gonna make a really nice and awesome intro that's gonna set up the tone of the game. And I do have to agree with him and give a big kudos, because this is just amazing and it does set up the tone on what we're doing here. Love it. And all the noises and all of this, just, yeah. As a spectator, you're just watching this happen, unfolding. Oh man, it's just all the dialogues, everything, I just love it. Alright, here we go. So Cookie Boy King picked stone to mine, and for the refinery, the gem one. Everyone type in good luck here for Cookie Boy King. Not just because he has left the stream, he still deserves the good luck, right? Nothing wrong with that. Now, I've not gone this side yet since we started the stream, so I'm gonna go here now. We got a silver. That's a rather good start. Another one. Keep on going. There's one. Another silver. Okay. I'll take it. No, that is too risky. Hey, we got a gold. That is good. 400. We got a second gold. Let's freaking go. Keep it up. Let's keep it up. Nope, that's the sound of nothing. That's not the sound. No, that's the sound of nothing. We got 2 silvers, 1 gravel. This one might be too risky. Let's go. Let's see what happens here. Gravel, gravel, gravel. Nope. Here's one. Oh, shoot. I don't want to refine yet. I've collected the material. Yes. Okay. Oh no, that's another gravel. Oh no, that's another gravel. We don't want those. That's silver. For a second, for a split second, I thought that was a white diamond. Those exist in here, in these type of blocks. What? I'm back here. Okay, let's move. Let's bounce from here. Let's go this side. Here should have plenty. Yeah, main gallery. Here we go. Not bad. Silver. Here's another one. Another silver. That's not bad at all. Well, if we keep that way, we're gonna do good. Especially with some gold nuggets. Oh, shoot. Just broke the wrong one. And we got crap. Oh, we got an iron. At least that. Come on. Nice gold. Another one. Perfect. Okay, silver. Come on, give us one of the good ones, the big ones. Silver. I know. Yeah, there's these two. Okay. We're reaching the final ones. Oh no. 60, that is a clay and a dirt block. So dirt block right here. We got that iron, okay. And the clay could be this one. Hey, we got silver. Perfect. So it did say that we should go to the gem refiner. Let's see if we can get something. I think I got an emerald here one time. We got 7 chances. Get something. Oh, look at that. First try. Let's freaking go emerald. Let's go. Gravel. Okay, we got nothing. Not bad. Not bad at all. It cannot be all the time, right? All the chances. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Oh, come on. Last one. Well, that's about it. 2,200. Not bad. Not bad at all. So let me take notes. Cookie Boy King, congratulations. You got yourself. Wanted to mine stone, but I'm sure they don't mind it was gravel. Oh, shoot. My bad. That's my bad. You only warned me now, Wicked. Okay. Well, it was a good one. You got 1.1 sand. So, that was a good price. Alright. We'll be closing the stream very, very soon. Let me see if there's anyone we could raid. I'll be sharing a recap over the announcements as well, everything we've talked about, because I do know that a lot of you cannot be here live at the time we're doing this. So also I'll be sharing the video on demand, so everyone can pretty much look at what we're doing. Also, I'll be writing that recap, so it's easy to read. We've got Kamisaze, got Alex streaming, so we'll be going there. Myself, I'll be posting on the announcement channel very, very soon. I'll be closing the stream for now, and I want to thank all of you for being here. One last question. What are your thoughts about the staking and for sands? Well, you should have said that before we started the raid. It's a long thought about it, actually, so Bitfox, we can keep it on DMs or over the Discord, but I don't know why they're doing it. I don't know their reasons, but I don't think it's a good idea. Let's talk it about next week or DM. Okay. Bottom line, I don't think it's a good idea, but they might have their own reasons. It could be legal reasons, could be anything, I don't know. Either way, from my end, my name is Bruno. I sure hope you do enjoyed the presentation that we did today. I'm open for any type of questions if you have on my DMs, over the Discord, over Twitter, whatever you feel most comfortable in doing it. So we will be back next week for the start of the fundraise if you want to participate. So I hope you're excited about it. I'll be sharing everything so you can read and take your time doing it. So, and for now, it will be all. Have a great week, have a great day, and see you all very, very soon. Cheers for now, and goodbye.